Hello friends, my name is PriyankSamagraJain. I am second year PhD researcher at Center for Policy Studies. I am contesting for Institute Elections 2020 for General Secretary Academic Affairs postgraduate. I believe master students and PhD researchers at IIT Bombay need to excel in research, and as our director has said, to become innovators, entrepreneurs, thinkers. A lot of emphasis needs to be put on the interdisciplinary research, as one philosopher, Karl Popper, has said that we are not the students of subject matter but problems, and problems cut right across the borders of subject matter and discipline. So the four key themes of my manifesto are interdisciplinary research, writing and publication, and mental health, and diversity and inclusion. So I was going through the placement report where the program wise data is given, and there we see that the placements for 2018 and 19 were just 76% for MSc students. If you compare it with MTech or BTech students, that kind of touches to 90%. So there is a gap there. During my groundwork also, many MSc students have pointed it out that they would want more opportunities. Now there the point is, this needs to be worked out with MSc students, that what are their exact expectations, which I say, if elected as General Secretary Academic Affairs, can work with placement cell to expand those opportunities. So if you see my manifesto point, it doesn't say that there are no opportunities, but it just says that according to their needs, those opportunities need to be expanded. So that will have to be worked out. But there is evidence that there is some gap in opportunities for MScs.
Is there any particular branch where you have found the students? Have you talked to any of the students about regarding this problem, that the particular problem that they are facing with it?
Right. So I spoke to MSc students in chemistry, physics, earth sciences, and there I got to hear this, that the challenges is that there could be certain skills which MSc students are not able to acquire during their coursework, which they may want to acquire, and say compared to for some companies which MTechs might have. So those kind of issues, but they need to be properly identified and addressed. Right. So this is a, if you see it has come as a program need, that it's a 2-year program. It needs to be made a 3-year program, and kind of this was the same thing, that in 2 years, colloquially the students said that we are doing the same number of credits as, say, some BTech student does in 4 years. So it is kind of bringing all of that in 2 years. So they said that can it not be made in 3 years, and called it MSc Tech, so that your employability also increases and you are able to do certain other things as well, including internship, which doesn't fit into their kind of jam-packed program. But there again, the question comes there is that it's a question of dealing with designing the program. So it doesn't so that only General Secretary Academic Affairs will be able to do. So this needs to be discussed with the departments who are offering the MSc program, PG program committee, Dean AP, what are their views about it, why has it not been done. So these are all the things which will be discussed. But so far as the need is concerned, the need has come from this view that they are doing a lot of coursework, which is kind of very tightly scheduled in 2 years. They don't get opportunity to do internship also, and then there is this employability factor as well. So if this degree comes in, they may this is what the students said as their point of view, that it would help in their employability.
So given that MSc is generally oriented towards pursuing PhD, are you planning, or are you considering to first gauge how many students do want this course?
Yes. So if you read, that is what I have written, that to make efforts to understand the need. Right. So this has come as a suggestion. So first the need has to be properly identified, And on the PhD point, I have a point in the section of interdisciplinary research that the PhD, postdoc, internship opportunities are also need to be listed properly, be it in foreign universities or anywhere else. Those opportunities need to be listed. So it's not that those who are interested, that need is not being catered to. Right. So in this one point which has come out is this the 10% of the airfare which has to be paid. So it says that it's a contribution from the student side, and now even those who are traveling, like irrespective of the airline, that 10% has to be given. So why does it need to be 10%? If it can be some token amount as well which students are giving, because the whole travel grant is for the students. Because if say someone is booking tickets for 80,000 rupees, that becomes 8,000. If someone is booking 90,000 rupees, that becomes 9,000. So that needs to be addressed in that case at, like, I would say at a priority level in those rules.
So you're planning to spread awareness, or you are trying to approach administration about
So naturally for this since it's a priority point and which has come, like many people have spoken about it, so this becomes a priority point and this needs to be taken to the administration. And if there are any other rules, kind of say a lot of paperwork is involved in that, manually people have to run from this section to that section in the administration department, for first for applying for the grant, then for settling the expenses. So that those kind of questions then come here. So can that process be made online? Yeah, so this largely, if you see IIT Bombay as an institute, is kind of what I see. A lot of research students are here, master students are here, and the kind of challenges which we are facing, if you see related to climate change, the emergence of the fourth industrial revolution, as it is called as, or artificial intelligence, machine learning, and its prevalent use across the disciplines. So, and they have a lot of far-reaching consequences for human society. So then question comes that can research remain in a silo of particular discipline, or can that expand kind of its wings and get into, like, some collaboration can happen in with different departments. Now it isn't so that interdisciplinary research is not happening in IIT Bombay. So it is happening. So first thing is this, that needs to be made visible. Second is that if the research is being made visible, the opportunities in interdisciplinary research needs to be made visible, so that more and more people think about it, but know, okay, they need not to stick to their disciplines. Particularly for master's project and the PhD researchers, the kind of students generally, like during my recent days of campaign, people have asked this question that, will professors agree to it? I mean, they may have some projects in their mind, they may not be willing to collaborate. So those are the questions which come in there. Now, if that kind of collaboration has to come, it is more related to interdisciplinary research culture as well. So we have to kind of identify that these are the challenges which I mentioned, for example, climate change needs to be addressed, and they are very interdisciplinary in nature. How do you do it? So I have mentioned that can we make some interdisciplinary research groups during industry academia relationship, instead of having, say, just institute or professors engaging with industry, can we have roundtables where the research scholars and master students also get a chance to sit and kind of come up with some position paper for that sector? So these are the kind of suggestions which I have made in that.
Okay, so is there any particular outcome that you have envisioned about it?
So for researchers, the best outcome is that they are publishing, or more and more, if one is able to solve problems and make policy recommendations, or some startups coming out of it. Yeah, so this point came that for very, there are many courses which are old, the content doesn't get approved because they have been running for quite some time, and the names are still same, even if some say that the course content is different from the name. So these are the things that the name of the course should give the right reflection of what is going to be taught in that. The content is properly updated. It just remains that it shouldn't be the same thing, that if the course, if the coordinator has improved or added something more to that course content, that should be updated on the website.
Okay. So is there any plan that you have up regarding this? I mean, improving them, when I would talk to some of these people?
See, so the courses are floated, of course, by departments, and as I say that I will have to work with department councils and ASC to do this. So there I have written, so see, like, from where this point is coming is that there are 2 points there. One is it's a interpersonal relationship, so that dynamic is different. Outsider intervening in relationship of 2 individuals is a very difficult task, but we see that also becomes a big reason for PhDs getting delayed, people living in stress, right, and naturally their research work getting affected. Now in this case, one thing is this, that we have student mentors who may help the student, but they may not be the right kind of individuals to be interfering in the relationship between supervisors and the PhD student, because that dynamic is different. But can we have some kind of periodic documentation of the work where supervisors give a signature, and at least some piece of paper is there for their accountability as well? So just as for the accountability of students, we have what you call that, the APS happens, or the multiple meetings happen with the supervisor. There can be, say, it could be quarterly, or at least like thrice in a year, some kind of documentation has to be there, so that student can hold supervisors accountable, that okay, see, I worked this much and you gave a signature on this. The other thing which needs to be explored in this case is the role of faculty advisors. So can the interaction with faculty advisors be more frequent? Because in this relationship where one faculty and a student is involved, it is good if faculty advisors play more proactive role and can organize, say, monthly meetups with whoever, like whatever number of students are there under him, and let's say organize some kind of chai meet or a very informal interaction where students can open up, can tell the challenges which they are facing in their PhD in their departments. Alright, so I will not kind of go say one rule this needs to be changed. If you see the PhD rule book, it is 42 pages. If you see MTech rule books, slightly it is like 37-38 pages, and we have then other master's program which have their different number of pages are there. Now the rule book is referred to only when some problem arises in the department. Say, I'll take my own example, that I kind of for the first time refer to the PhD rule book 4 or 5 months back, when one of my friends faced a problem regarding some the number of TAs who can be there under one supervisor, and then I referred to that book and I found out, look, okay, 5 people are allowed. So there where the point comes at how can it be cogent and consistent and can be made so accessible. I mean, it should be more in a level of rules and not directives. So there it seems that there is a lot of tentativeness, because I met during my groundwork with previous council members who identified this thing, that it seems that there is some tentativeness in the rules. So can we make them better drafted and more in form of rules and less in form of directives? So that kind of tentativeness needs to go. So I would repeat what I have said earlier, that again, my name is Priyank. I am second year PhD student at Center for Policy Studies, and I am contesting for Institute Elections 2020 for General Secretary Academic Affairs PG. The key themes of my manifesto are interdisciplinary research, writing and publication, mental health, diversity and inclusion. The date for voting is 16th February. Do vote in the early morning itself. Thank you.